Hi, everybody.
Hello. This is our first episode, and we are going to try our hardest to get through it.
It might take a couple tries, but that's okay. The name of our podcast is Truthful Tea because we're going to be spilling some truth, but it's going to feel like we're talking that tea.
Period. It's a different kind of tea, okay? And it's piping hot. We got these cute little mugs. Can you see? It says that's the tea. I don't know if you can see it, but the light's reflecting. So we'll be drinking a different herbal blend every episode. We'll tell you what it is because I'm sure somebody's going to want to know. Do you want to tell them what today's blend is?
Yes, today is mugwort, motherwort, and uva ursi.
My name is Alasia.
My name is Paige.
And we're your hosts.
Yes. But yeah, the purpose of our episode today was really just to introduce ourselves in the podcast, and basically how everything will be working. So aside from our names, we were going to talk about basically what spirituality is to us. Do you want to start?
Yeah. So I feel like spirituality is different to a lot of people. Like, I feel like it's kind of personal. And we had thought about what we wanted to do for our first episode. We were like, okay, I think that's a good intro to start because that's what majority of this podcast is going to be about is like our healing journey and us getting into spirituality and spilling the real tea, okay? And the truth, none of this is scripted, none of this is nothing. We're just having real conversations like we would because we found ourselves having that a lot. We're like, this is some good stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, we would be having some deep convos and then we're like, we should start recording these.
So spirituality to me, when we were meditating on this, I got the message that it's just basically a word I got was that it was a way to your highest self, which is a direct link to God or source or a higher being. You know what I mean? So it's that journey, basically. And that's what I got. And I thought I was like, I've never thought about actually what I thought spirituality was. Like when people would ask me, or like, I'd just be like, oh yeah, I'm very spiritual. Like I would just be like, okay, I'm spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, I'm a Christian, I'm spiritual,
Yeah.
But I never stopped and I'm like, what does that mean?
I definitely feel that because it was a long period of time where I knew I believed in God, but then people would be like, what's your religion? Or they would ask me to be more specific. And all I had to say was, I'm just spiritual. And to me, that's just like somebody who's searching for truth and also finding their true selves, like undoing all this conditioning that has been placed on them throughout their lives. And for me specifically, spirituality, the beginning of my spirituality was really about being comfortable with myself. And in that, it was just about finding like who I really am. I could go on and on about it, but it really was just about the self.
Yeah. I actually just made that discovery. I took a spiritual shower before this, and I felt called to just sit there with my Bible before I did my aftercare for the shower. And after I read it, I was like, okay, so what is spirituality to you? And I was like, it really is just becoming your best self, your highest self.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like literally a direct link to God. It really is.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so crazy that I've never thought about that.
Yeah, and I think along with that goes your soul's purpose because everybody's just so unique. And as you dig into finding yourself and who you really are, you will find what you enjoy and you will find your soul purpose. I feel like you know your soul purpose if it really brings you fulfillment and joy, and all of those positive aspects to your life, emotions, aspects.
Yeah, I want to touch a little bit on what you were saying about the conditioning and being comfortable with yourself and tying that into your purpose because you really I feel like a lot of times people feel lost and they don't know like what their purpose is, but that comes along with being conditioned to do and think like what other people want you to. Does that make sense? You might not know it because you are just doing what you think you should be doing.
Yeah, in
You
a
know what I
lot of
mean?
cases, that's hustling.
Yeah.
That's getting to the money, chasing money, which I understand because the emphasis that society places on making money and that kind of being what everything revolves around.
Yeah.
But that takes us away from our own unique purposes and the freedom to be able to live those out.
I agree 100% with that because I knew that I was a healer and I wanted to be a doctor since I was so young. And I'm like, eh, the money's about to be great. I'm about to be living my best life. And then my senior year, I'm like, that's not my purpose. Like after I was in spirituality, I'm like, that's not it.
Yeah.
And I changed to psychology, which is crazy because you really aren't going to be making that much money. Like, you know, switching from to psychology, that was something that I had to get used to. But with that came me knowing that once I lean into my purpose and do whatever it is that God has placed me here to do and what's going to make me happy while doing it, the money is going to come with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
You'll
like
never be without.
ever God is always going to provide for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow.
For me, it's like I will go through these phases where it's like, oh, I need like 3 jobs right now because I can do what I'm meant to do in a lot of different ways. Every time I go to do that, God's like, sit down, sit down and take care of yourself because if I don't take care of myself, I can't do what I'm meant to do.
Facts. Facts. Especially as a healer, you have to help yourself before you help other people. And that's hard because personally, I'm a people pleaser, okay? And we're working on it. And I found myself wanting to give to other people, but I neglect myself. And I'm like, girl, you can't do that. How are you going to heal some other people if you're not healed yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's the tea.
That's
okay?
the tea.
I think we need to drink to that. Do you have any questions or any topics that you want us to talk about? You can email us, DM us. It'll all be linked.
Yeah. So basically, moving forward, we want our audience to be engaged. So if there is anything you want us to talk about, like Alasia said, let us know some type of way. Get a hold of us some type of way, and we will touch on the question, the topic at some point in time. We're not going to promise that it'll be the next episode, but it will come, and we will let you know.
Yes.
When it will
Also,
come.
speaking of next episodes, so we will be posting every Tuesday because it's Truthful Tea Tuesday. Okay.
Drink to that.
So yeah. So get your tea and come get the truth. Okay. So basically, our main goal of this podcast is to share our thoughts and our personal conversations that we have on our personal journey to our highest self. And as we heal and find our purpose and walk in God's purpose for us. So you can join us on this journey.
Yeah, I hope that us being vulnerable in our own experiences, because trust me, this is not all pretty.
No.
This is some real tough work. So my hope is that we can inspire you to walk your own path.
Yeah. It's not easy. This journey is not easy. If anybody tells you that, they are lying. They're lying.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like also, this is very cliche, but healing's not linear either. I feel like we've both been at this for low-key a long time now.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang.
Look, I feel like we got to point out the fact that we met each other, okay, what, 2019? 2018?
Yeah, it was, yeah,
Winter,
2019, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And we had not really begun our spiritual journeys at all. Like, this was not something that we would talk about. And then we, I don't even, like, separated. That sounds like we were a couple. But stuff happened in my life. Stuff was going on in her life. And we just didn't see each other for, what, a couple years?
Yeah. I feel like it was like we'd see each other maybe twice a year.
Yeah. But then we started hanging out when?
I want
last year?
Yeah, I want to say last year.
2021, I feel like.
Yeah, like the very
Like fall of 2021.
Yeah.
We started going to Bible study again.
Mm-hmm.
And then came to find out that we both had begun our own personal journeys. And it was like we both found our own way. It wasn't something that we talked and inspired each other to do. It just happened for the both of us. And so when we had came back together and once we started hanging out again, it was just really cool to find out that we had both started our own thing, but in similar ways.
Yeah, and honestly, to have somebody to talk to about like certain topics without feeling like I'm crazy, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about is like it's not traditional at all, and I feel like you have to really be awake to understand and hear what we're saying. Like you can hear it, but you might not get the message.
Yeah.
So you have to really be awake. And I was like, wow, we're having genuine, deep conversations, and I don't feel the slightest bit crazy. I don't feel like I have to explain it to you because you get it.
Yes, I don't feel judged.
No,
none of that.
So I feel that's also, yes, that's our goal here too. Like that you can join us on that journey and know that there's people who are experiencing the same things you're experiencing, going through it, what you're going through, and that you're not crazy. Honestly, it's validation and confirmation. But let me also just state we are not professionals. Like I said, we are still on this journey. It is a long journey. It doesn't end until we're dead. I'm just gonna
like when I had first started my healing journey, because I really had to do some physical healing when I had hit my rock bottom. A really prominent mentor in my life, she was like, yeah, like you're just beginning, and I hope you know this goes on forever. And I low-key was like, oh, wait a minute, because this is not easy. But it's like, yes, it's not easy, but it also brings you a lot of beautiful things.
I agree. I find that every day, me and her, like, and it never stops being crazy once you get on that path towards enlightenment and just like everything that aligns and lines up every day. We're like, oh my God, it's so crazy. But we're like, is it though?
I'm always like, okay, are we surprised at
like,
this point?
For real.
No longer surprised, but still just like in awe. Like the alignment of certain things, or just the things that will come across. Yes, very beautiful.
Yeah.
And just, yeah.
So it is a beautiful journey, and I do encourage you all to join us on it. It's hard though, but it's beautiful and it's worth it. It really is. And there will be days where you feel like all the progress you've made had just went out the window and you took 30 steps back, but you'll get realigned. Just stay the course. Stay the course. We're both very excited about this podcast and what's to come. And I hope that you all enjoyed this and that you're excited about what's to come. And make sure you follow us on our socials and subscribe and like this video. Or if you're listening,
and let us know what you want to hear.
Yes. We want feedback and your input. All right, should we cheers us out?
We should.
Oh, that's the tea.
That's the tea.
Okay. I won't do it no more. I won't. Thank you for listening. And if you're watching, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you.
We
and
hope
take
you come
care.
back. Bye. Have a blessed day.